Hey guys, hopes everything's going well. Just thought I'd drop another video for you guys. A little bit about one of my favorite techniques this time of year is rattle trapping, and more specifically with the Strike King Red Eye Shad. I'm not sponsored by Strike King. It's just a bait that I found that catches a lot of fish. So if you go out and you have some like vegetation and it's pre-spawn type of deal, anywhere water temperatures between 40 and 58 degrees, the rattle trap, it definitely works great. It rattles. It has a great sound right there, and the movement that it has is just phenomenal as far as catching fish. What I like to do when fishing a rattle trap is I like to get on a flat that has a lot of vegetation on it. That's probably the best way to get strikes is on that. And then when you do, what you want to do is you want to take this and make long casts and get it out there and you work it back. And don't just have a straight cast and reel back in fast or slow. Make it have some erratic action. Uh, whether you reel in and you pause, or you throw out there and you give the rod tip a little jerk. Every time you hit a piece of vegetation, it's critical you do that. Uh, or you turn the rod one way or the other. It gives it that fish like it's trying to get away from something instead of just swimming through vicariously. So uh, when you do, like I said, when you do this, make sure you give it a lot of erratic action. And I mean, it could be simple as sometimes how I've caught them is like I'm reeling like this, and then I'll give it one hard deal, and then I'll just kind of pause it, and then I'll go back to it, and then give it another hard deal. And so when that bait's going through there, it's kind of going like this, and then and going through. So make sure when you're fishing this, just some type of different reaction than just a straight cast and retrieve, and you should put more fish in the boat. So when you fish a trap style bait, whether it be rattle trap or this red eye shad or any of those similar style lipless crankbaits, make sure that you always give it those erratic actions. That way, the fish will react to those movements a lot better than just a straight uh, cast and reel in. So pause it, jerk your rod tip, and if you watch me, I'm always doing something with the rod to get that a little reaction out of it. Little ones. I'm really liking this red rattle trap, red eye shad. So if you watch me on this one, uh, you'll see I make a long cast. I'm out there and I give the rod a little pop like this, and then I start reeling up again. I give it another pop, and as I'm coming back down, you'll see I get a strike. That's really crucial. It could have been the first or the second little pop that I did, but anything to get that reaction strike is what you want. So if you watch a lot of the casts I'm making, after I reel it in, I bang the lure off in the water, and then I make a cast. And it's not a nervous habit or anything. It's just I've noticed that there's some vegetation on the lure, on the hooks or something like that, and I'm trying to free that bait. It's really crucial that you clip the vegetation on each cast that you make. And yeah, you're going to get hung up in some vegetation, and it's gonna ruin a cast. But if you're not putting the lure where the fish are, you're not going to get bit. And by clipping the tops of that vegetation, it's going to allow that bait to get down in that strike zone, and then your jerking or the popping of the rod or the real quick retrieve after that is going to set that bait in motion for a trigger strike and a reaction strike. So it's gonna cause those fish to react, and it's going to trigger them to bite your lure. So that right there is really crucial, and doing it. And just banging the lure off in the water is just a little something to help you save some time in the water, so you don't have to touch the hook every time. You have to touch the bait every time to get all the vegetation off. You can usually just bang it once, twice in the water, and then make a cast, and that'll save you a lot of time. So I hope that tip will help you out. So if you noticed, I've been anchored down for quite some time now, and the reason being is I found a couple places where they're kind of grouped up a little bit better, and it's a typical pre-spawn deal. Right before the spawn, water temperatures are mid 50s, and the fish are looking to move up to feed and to go back and do their spawning ritual. So if you look, it's off of a flat. There's a little creek arm, and then the main creek channel kind of swings up against one of them, and that was actually the best one of the two, but it still got some deep water on that other one. So look for that when the next time you go out, and maybe it's not with a rattle trap, maybe it's with a jerk bait or something. I was just really focused on throwing the rattle trap this time, so look for those key areas, and that should help you put some more fish in the boat. Another tip I want to give you is, if you notice in this next little clip that I've got, I get on a little flurry, but when I start off, what happens is I throw out there and I give my little pop, and that's because I hit a piece of vegetation as it was coming through, and I popped it out of there. Well, the vegetation didn't get off of there very well, and it was a little bit thicker than what I had anticipated. So I give it a really hard one, and what that does is it rips it free from the vegetation. You may have to give one or two to get it loose, but that's better than wasting a cast as far as throwing out there, getting hung up, and then just reeling in. If you pop it real quick, it'll not only maybe trigger a strike, but it'll also free it from that vegetation. Got him. Getting littler. Well, guys, I hope you had a good time learning some rattle trap basics, some tips and tricks that can help you get some more fish. Of course, a red rail trap is pretty synonymous with springtime bass fishing, but there's other colors that work. This just seemed to be the ticket this week. So um, use those tips and techniques that I showed you. Vary your retrieve, get some erratic action, pop the rod, jerk the rod, vary your reel speeds, pause, even yo-yo the bait through the grass. That will all help you catch some fish. So I hope this helps you the next time you go out. Use some of the tips and techniques, and I guarantee it'll put more fish in the boat. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this time. Hope you learned some stuff, and hope you can use those techniques to help you the next time you get on the water. And these tips will help whether you're fishing from a boat or fishing from shore. All these tips will help. You may have to just vary your cast accordingly. Bridgeford has again been very gracious. They're going to allow me to do another Bridgeford beef jerky giveaway for next month, the month of June. As soon as I get back from my next tournament in Oklahoma on the Arkansas River, I will do a drawing for the next winner. So we've had 3 winners in a row, and they've got a bunch of beef jerky samples from Bridgeford. So if you want to be entered in that, all you have to do is like my page, go to my YouTube, subscribe, and then click that notification button so you know when the next video I got out. I'll be doing videos quite frequently now, and there will be a Bridgeford beef jerky giveaway every single month. So just because you don't win this month doesn't mean you can't win next month. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you out on the water and go catch some more fish. Thanks, guys.